right. Welcome back, everyone. Give it a minute here, wait for some stragglers to come in.
Great.
Hope you guys had a great break and had a chance to connect with other AbaData users and share some ideas. For those of you I haven't met, my name is AbaData. I'm COO here at AbaData. I'm thrilled to be introducing this next topic, which has become an increasingly important topic here in the AbaData world, and that's equipment management and digital schematics. Because of our users, we've been investing really heavily in equipment management technology, and it's a platform that's designed to give full visibility into assets, streamline maintenance, and simplify compliance, and of course reduce downtime. It really has become a key piece of what we're doing to build a connected ecosystem. And this session is going to be led by Jeremy Rushton, our newly appointed Director of Strategic Partnerships, and James Hymers, one of our very talented account managers. Jeremy joined us from Hoodoo Pipelines, and he brings an incredible depth of experience across the energy sector. He spent his career bridging the gap between operations and technology, and as a former chief inspector, he understands firsthand the challenges that exist in managing complex equipment systems. Joining him is James, who some of you may have heard from earlier already today. He's a professional geologist who started his journey in the industry about 10 years ago as an environmental consultant. He's got extensive field experience, and he brings a really strong understanding of how clients can use technology to drive safer and more efficient performance in the field. Guys, take it away.
Thanks, Amit. We're gonna do a poll. These guys in the front, they're hecklers, they're called, and so they already told me, they warned me. But let's take a poll and see who in here is already using EM or has used EM before. We're just gonna try to. We got a couple over here. So you work for AbaData. That was perfect. We planted some guys in here to make it in the back. Okay, this is good. And then. How many are in operations? So working out in the field in there, okay? And integrity people? We got some integrity people actually managing assets. Okay, this is good. Good, okay, so we got a wide range of people. In equipment management, we're gonna go back some years. The history behind it is around 2007, Curtis, the founder of AbaData, had a client that needed a way to manage his pressure equipment, his PSVs, to get compliant with his ABSA certification and get it ready for audits. And so they started to develop this software together. That is one of the best ways, what we found is one of the best ways to get a product is working with the field. And so the stresses and everything that was going into that operator's life trying to get ready for that audit, Curtis was trying to make that a simple process. So started to build it, gave him a place to be able to put his assets, so he could put his pressure equipment in there and give a whole bunch of different characteristics and different parts of the pressure tanks, and then he could also made it so that you could link your PSVs to show your overpressure protection. So that is the base of it. And then they used it, and small changes over the years off of those requests from the field, but not big changes. But then recently, Amit, one of the owners of AbaData, him and his partner and Jason came and then purchased AbaData and started building. And they started hiring developers, and they put people specifically in working with this software so that we can make it better. And that's where it's at today. So it's a live database that's changing all the time off of recommendations from the field. So what we're going to be going over right now, we're going to be hitting the search. A lot of you don't use it, so we're just going to hit some stuff high level so that you understand what it is, and we can go into more depth if you do have questions at the end. So we're going to hit the search. We're going to talk about the dashboard where you can see what's going on, and then I'm going to talk super loud in a second. Test it. We're gonna keep rolling. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be fun. Because I'm gonna start talking really loud and then it's gonna come on. This will be good. We'll just laugh through it. And then we're gonna hit the dashboard. We're gonna talk about tasks because you can manage your work orders and everything that are coming in as well. Talk about management of change, the NCR, so non-conformers and non-compliance reports, and then transferring between clients so you can, as long as that equipment is with us, let's say one company and another company is also using equipment management, we can sell it between with all the records and everything. So those transfers make it simple. And then we'll talk about the reporting process. And we're gonna let James talk for a bit.
Thank you, Jeremy. Let's see how this mic goes. I can talk loud. So we are not going to go through slides right now. We're just going to kind of do a live demonstration and work through equipment management and just give high-level insights as to kind of how it works for those who haven't used it. And we'll discuss improvements that have recently been made for those who do use it. So it's going to get out of the spreadsheet or the slideshow here. Okay. Internet's down, so I think we're just going to go back to using the spreadsheet or the slideshow. Pardon me? Internet's down. We're not connected. I'm not going to try to get on Wi-Fi. All right. So it's probably going to be pretty easy then if we don't even have to go through it. So equipment management looks like this, and it all starts with a search. So like you see on the side here, we got all these different things we're going to talk about. So search, dashboard, tasks, MOCs, NCRs, transfers, and reporting. And then we have all of our equipment types at the top. So we have our standard equipment types all the way up to wildcard, and then we got some custom equipment types that we're going to touch on later. It's really a shame that, I mean, good thing we have this presentation. We've backed it up with slides because we were planning on going and just doing the live demo. But the search is pretty straightforward. It's how you search for equipment, and a lot of improvements have been made within this this area. So searching for field and facility has been improved a lot. You can just search for a facility and all the information comes up. You'll notice when you toggle through all the different equipment types, different search criteria pop up, and that's because there's different bits of information that could be tied to that specific piece of equipment. And then we have our wildcard search. And that's if you're not quite sure what you're looking for, you can just go to the wildcard search and it'll search every equipment type, including custom equipment types. And we're hoping to show you. Yeah.
This is gonna be the fun part. Just 2 seconds, everybody. Let's go here. Can you guys see what I'm doing?
Yep.
You're gonna watch me struggle through this?
Yep.
Let's struggle together. We're gonna guess. Wait for it. I was waiting for the hecklers. The hecklers are not that good at their job.
We're just riveted. We're waiting.
Oh yeah. Silence is more comfortably said. It is. It actually is. Yeah, the internet is just okay. We're just gonna keep rolling. You just keep talking and looking pretty.
We'll do. So yeah, the search is a search, and then you have the wildcard search, which if you're not quite sure what you're looking for, what you want to see, you just want to search for, all of the Maximo numbers. If you pulled in a database for Maximo kind of thing, you could do that, or a Abacus number, so on and so forth. So search is pretty straightforward. Now we're gonna just, so if you search something up, you get a list of all the different equipment within that fit your search criteria. And that's pretty straightforward, but for current users, I'm sure you've noticed that the tables have recently changed. So we've introduced dynamic tables where you can move columns around, you can choose columns, you can remove columns if you want to, and you have a lot more searchability built in here. So that's fantastic. And I think like Jeremy mentioned, we're putting a lot of resources into equipment management because it did sit dormant for some time, and we're really revamping it. So that's one example of one of the improvements we've recently made. And then as we work down our list here, we get into the dashboard. So dashboarding is kind of your source of truth, and it's just that, it's a dashboard. So you can get a good idea, so the number of units, you can refine it to the field you're looking for. You have these really nice donut charts that give you live statuses of the various inspections that are required within those different equipment types. A recent improvement in this area is that you can now drill down in the different colors. So if you have like PSV inspections, these green ones, we have 2 that are due in 2025. You can just click on that green and it'll open up the list now. So you can just drill down and really refine the information you're looking for. And that goes the same for the MOCs as well. We will have an MOC dashboard below, but then another really cool improvement that we've recently made is these custom equipment types. So before, we only had a few equipment types, and if you were trying to manage equipment and equipment management that couldn't quite fit into one of those buckets, you just have to kind of make it work. So you would put something in rotating equipment, even though it wasn't really rotating equipment, but you didn't have a good spot for it. So recently we've created custom equipment types, or the ability to create your own custom equipment types. And kind of on our test data here, you see that we've made custom ATV, or like an ATV as a custom equipment type, pumps and flares. And from there, you can assign as many unique characteristics that you would want to record for those individual custom equipment types. And then we also have the general attached files, which has always been there, but this is just reiterating a location where you can store documents that you're going to be referring to regularly while using equipment management. So it could be a well status issue document or installation inspection procedure, something that you're always going to reference. It's just a place where those files can live, and you can always reference them quickly, and we're just trying to save you clicks. Big improvements made within our file structure within all of equipment management is you can now drag and drop folders in there. You can have folders and subfolders, and a lot of big improvements have been made here in the recent months, or the last few months. So that's dashboarding in a nutshell, and now we're going to talk about tasks. So the tasks section is essentially just that. It's where you manage your tasks, and this could be one-off tasks or it could be recurring tasks. As you can see, we have tasks, recurring tasks. You can see what's been assigned to you and what's been assigned by you at the click of a button. You can filter everything out. You can see everything, or you can really narrow it down into a specific bucket. You see everything in the task list is going to be color coded. So you'll have red for overdue, yellow due within 7 days, green is due within more than 7 days, no color is completed, and blue is equipment sold. And Jeremy will talk about that when he goes into transfers there. But in the tasks, you can have equipment associated to a task as well as a recurring task. So if the internet was working, I'd be able to go through the list and show you how equipment is attached to a task. And some improvements that have been made there is before, when you attach equipment to a task, and if you accidentally attached the wrong piece of equipment, you couldn't remove it. You just had to delete that task and start a new one. But that has been updated recently, so you do have the ability to remove unwanted equipment from a task and update it with the proper equipment. Within task 2, you have a change history. So if anything has been done to that task by another user, every history completed, or every change completed on that task is recorded in a log that you can always reference and see what's been done there. So that's tasks. One really cool thing that we wanted to mention about tasks is how we have integrated work orders that are completed in our FieldOps Mobile First application that then get placed into tasks where they can then be managed by the coordinators in the office. So they can attach a work order to a specific piece of equipment through the mobile application. So like, hey, this PSV needs to be replaced. They're going to submit that work order, then the folks in the office are going to line up the third-party vendors and manage it all the way through to its completion. So that's that in a nutshell. Jeremy? Good? All right.
We're gonna try again. Would that be funny if I got the internet working and made him struggle that whole time? Let's just a sec. I'm gonna try one more. They sent me a different password. So, as I'm doing this, one thing also that for operators, sometimes we get that question, it's like, what do we have out in the field at this site, right? And it's like, can you guys go and check that again? And it's like, I just checked that 14 times last week for you guys. And so you get those questions all the time. Using field ops, did you guys sit in the field ops presentation? Have you guys sitting down before? So using your phone, you can actually validate your inventory off of your phone. So you can have all of your equipment on that site, your separator packages on lease or whatever, pull up to a lease, validate that equipment, and if there's anything missing, you can actually add that back in off of your phone. So it's nice using your phone to be able to manage what's on lease. I can't type and talk at the same time. Bring see if this isn't. That's okay. It was. We're good. I think we're good. Yeah. James is like, you stinker. Right, James? Okay, let's try that. Let's go open up this. We're gonna jump into here for 2 seconds. And I'm gonna go this way. Okay, we're gonna talk about management of change, and then if there's anything that you missed, we're gonna go over here. So as we know, management of change, there's lots of colors on this, and it's actually by design, which is super good. Where it says deadline, underneath deadline, it's gonna tell you, it's gonna turn red if it's overdue. But there's a lot of other colors, so even though it's overdue, as you can see at the top, there's a legend on every page. And so these ones are blue, so it's awaiting documentation, awaiting review, or whatever it is, so it's easy to be able to see. What James, now we can kind of show a little bit easier. These are dynamic tables is what they're called. Like you can take a table, a column and move it around. You can do searches on it and all that kind of stuff. You can search in the whole table off of the top, at the top. On this one, it's nice, you can get rid of the noise. There's a button and it says show completed. You can just toggle off and you can show the ones that actually are completed. You can do a whole bunch of different stuff on here. If we go into an MOC, let's just pick one of these guys here. One of the big parts about an MOC is being able to be notified. So there's that, you can see the whole section on email notifications. You can get bugged as however often you want to get bugged, or bug somebody else, and take it through that whole process. Just like a lot of systems, you can change your statuses, you can assign it to somebody. They'll get email notifications. You can do your risk assessments for it. So up at the top, customizable. So off of your own risk matrix within your company, you can load your stuff. And then you can load your stuff. That didn't make any sense. I just thought about what I just said out loud. And then, but you can load your risk matrix on there, your corporate one that's built into your programs. And then you can update this side. You can make these, also if it's a temporary or permanent, you can put a date. As we know, sometimes temporary isn't not always temporary, right? And so you can put deadlines on that stuff. Part of the review team, this part is also new functionality. You can actually add teams in. So you can have an engineering team or an area where you have usually these reviewers are always reviewers, and so you can set up your team here, or you can just create and add one reviewer, how much notifications they want, and everything else there. So the other part that's really good in audits is also to be able to see what's changed. So on this, and this is in each module within AbaData, but you can go to your change history, and then you can see if somebody changed the status of it or added some documentation or anything like that. So that's an MOC. Does anybody have questions on MOCs? We're gonna just see. We don't have to wait till the end.
Associated to risk claim, associated partner.
Yeah, no, good question. Thank you, Terry. So in here, you can pick what type of equipment you're actually adding it to. So you can attach it to and associate it to a PSV, to a equipment management, but you can also do it to a well or a pipeline or anything. Yeah, good, right here. Good question. And that's the same with NCRs when we get to it. You can also get to it from a couple different places. So if we just go back over here, I'm gonna pull up a vessel. So as you can see here, this one's associated to a vessel at this facility. If we pull up this vessel, this is where you're linking PSVs and everything. You're looking at all the attributes of that vessel. But up here at the top, you can also assign an NCR to that vessel or a tank or whatever it is, or an MOC right from this page as well. So you can do it from an MOC page, but also here. The last part is this dashboard. So what James was talking about at the very bottom, here you can click and it'll take you on the equipment management side if you've got some PMs or anything like that that need to be taken care of. On this side, you can see in this color coded what's coming due, what's overdue, and from there. That is management of change. Let's talk about NCRs. Very similar. That's the nice part about when we're dealing with different programs, any type of database. And so you want it to be able to standardize it across so that it doesn't take much training for whoever's using it. Same thing, same type of tables, same type of searches. You can move your columns and do things. At the top, you still got your legend. You can generate an NCR. We're gonna go into here. This one's for a vessel. It's already linked to that one, but if we actually open up a new one, let's generate an NCR. It's a little bit easier to show. Just like what Terry was talking about, you can link it to an equipment. If you click on pipeline, then you can put that license of line number in there, or a well, you can put the UWI, and then you can associate it. So same as the other one, you can do notifications however often you wanna bug the other people to roll it through your process as well. I'm gonna open up one that's already, I'm gonna go back in here for a sec. The review team is the same, so you can add a reviewer in here. The other update that we've done is you can drag and drop files in here now. And so you can save it on your computer, you can browse to it, but as it says here, you can just drag and drop. It's really simple to be able to do that. And we know what an NCR is, and so when you're getting into an audit, you need to be able to manage these really easy. And so we give a spot to be able to give descriptions and the actions that have been taken to remediate and when it was completed. And also there's sign off. So we can, with an MOC or an NCR, you can put limitations on the people that actually make changes as well. Because some people, you just are like, that dude, I don't want him to touch nothing. And so we can put permissions on so that when you get into an audit, that's a big piece of it, right? Because if anybody could come in and change and assign it to somebody else and stuff, we don't really want that. That's everywhere in equipment management that helps on that side. That's an NCR. Anybody have questions on NCRs? This is good. Okay, silence. This is we're gonna bounce to transfers. On the transfer side, like I said, this is a very simple one, but when we go into, actually maybe I'll do it from an actual asset, because this is going to list all of the different sales. But if we go back, I'm just gonna grab the vessel again, and then you can see right here, sell. So you can do a whole bunch of stuff from the actual asset page. And when you sell it, you can sell if you sell a separator package, you can sell that whole package and everything associated to it very simply to just get it out of your inventory. So that's what that transfers is. And then the last piece is reports. So engineering or whoever, yeah, question.
For transfers, is that the bigger source or not like any stuff? But you don't know what.
You can move it from facility to facility, like each asset or package. So yeah, you can do that, and then there will be a log history for that. Yep.
And if you or if you need them across all the found stuff, then is that what you need all the package when
Yeah.
because they have a clip.
You're talking about a report. So you're asking for like one report that has everything at that site. Is that right?
Yeah, like for example, either you know where we sometimes one is the primitive would be the package.
Yeah.
It's like package that's like also.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, you sure can. I keep looking at Curtis back here because he's the professional at it. I'm like, yeah, you can, and I peek over at him real quick. So yeah, you can, and that's what these reports are for, actually. So if we build you can build a custom report. Is it easy to see? Yeah. And so right now we're in a vessel, and you can pick all the different attributes that you want in there. So when you set up that report, am I quiet? When you set up that report, you can come back to it at any time. So you can set it up for one piece of equipment, you can set up for a facility or a field. One of the things that I like, and actually we're setting up a client right now, there's a whole bunch of hierarchy that you can do within equipment management. So this client that we're setting up, he's got his site. And then he wants to put his gating and his man gate and stuff in there. He wants to do a whole bunch of things on there. Then you can actually add in a separator package associated to that site. And then you can add all the equipment in that separator package is underneath that separator package. And so you can do a whole bunch of different layers so that you can move stuff around and inspect it and stuff easily. So that's what these custom reports are. And then once you do generate a custom report or you create it, then you're clicking into it and you're doing that. Did I answer your question? I'm a good rambler. I could ramble forever. Okay. I'm gonna turn back to James.
Thank you, Jeremy. So now I'm going to show you our facility schematics, our digital facility schematics software, which not many people know about, but it's actually very, very cool, and it ties in with equipment management. So we're just going to open it up here. Let's hit this up button. So this is initially what you see when you open up schematics. So you have your company schematics on the left, my schematics on the right. So my schematics are schematics that only you can work on, and they're not going to have, you can't have more than one person working on them at the same time. So if you want to pull that out and just focus your efforts on that and make sure nobody else is working in there, you can pull it into my schematics. The way you do that is just by hitting this file folder with an arrow on it. It brings it in and out there. So click that. A little slow right now, but yeah, that's how that functions. So you also have a bit of a dashboard here. So you see that you have check marks for things that are done and X's for things that aren't quite done. So these bottom two schematics, you'll see they've been created, they've been checked, and they've been approved by people with those permissions. And the top 5 have not been checked or approved, so they're still in progress. So that's just a bit of a quick dashboard view. We're going to open up the schematic. Oh.
Let's turn back.
Okay, well, unfortunately, the internet is quite slow right now, but when we do open up a schematic eventually, it's really cool. So it's a digital schematic diagram. So here we go. Okay, it's loading, fantastic, and it's the right one. So at the top there, the top left, you see that you have a purple box within the entire schematic. So that just essentially shows you your view of that schematic. And if you zoom in, zoom out, that file box also changes size. So then on the bottom left here, you see that this is where you would check and approve different aspects of the schematic. And then on the right, you can search for your facility. So this is how everything ties into equipment management, because I can search up a specific facility and start bringing equipment in to my facility schematic, and that equipment is going to be tied within equipment management. It's all going to kind of work together in harmony. So this is a bit of a quick overview there. And then if you want to add something in and out of a schematic, it's really cool because you can just drag and drop. So say I want to put a tank in line here. So I'm going to drag it in there. It's not quite in line, but once I click on it and drag it up, yeah, this isn't working, unfortunately. Alright, let me try. Tank in here, drag that up. You see how it highlights red? So that's going to attach that tank to that line. So you see how it just actually moved in and it works dynamically. So this is a bit of a showcase that these can now be living documents. So if something changes on your facility, you can update that within this program, and it's just going to be a dynamic form with all the change history logged, and everything just kind of works together. Very nice. So another nice feature here is that you can actually drag in entire packages. So say if your company uses a specific separator skid that is always the same no matter what facility you put it on, you can build that once, save it, and then just drag it in. So this isn't going to look very good. Maybe anyway, I'm just going to drag it in anyway. So you see I'm just going to drag in this 3-phase well typical package, and then everything is in there. So you can attach that to your facility, and you only have to do it once, and it just saves time and money, and you're never going to lose information. So what else we can do here is you'll notice that this facility starts where this facility ends. And you can actually click here and it opens up that facility. So everything is tied together in a live view, and you just really build out everything. And it lives in a digital format, it ties to equipment management, and it functions quite nice. So this is very exciting stuff that we're working on. So those are a few quick points about how Schematics works. And now we're going to talk to you about something that we're working on now, which is having the ability to scan in like paper schematic diagrams, have our software.
Yeah, right. So it's way back to the schematic. So when you add an asset, so typically depends on the schematics. That one get up to get a part asset.
It would, yeah, it all works together. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so what we're working on now, and hopefully in 2026 this will be released, is that we can scan in a paper diagram of a schematic. AbaData will understand what is going on in that diagram and digitize it, and then you as a user could confirm that's correct or update it accordingly. So that's one thing that we are focusing on and working towards, is just saving time, saving money, and making everything work smarter. So that's a quick overview of our Schematics software, and we'll end with Jeremy's discussion on compliance.
Yeah, so it just pulls it back. We try to make it as simple as possible. Working with any data, any type of database or anything, the data that we have in there is as good as what we put in there, right? It's tough, and so we try to make it as simple as possible to make sure that you can validate your equipment using field ops, that you can manage schematics in one spot. I liked what James talked about. So if you can remember, there was a top and you could search on that facility. So when you pick a facility, it'll just load all of the equipment associated to that facility that isn't already in that schematic. And it's just drag and drop, and it'll put it in. So being able to do those, being able to manage what's linked with your PSVs and overpressure protection and scheduling your inspections Makes it all simple. We're actually also, you can also, using your field ops, you can give your app to your inspector so that your inspector, when he goes out and he does his visual externals or his thorough inspections, he can use the app, and then when he's done, saves it, it loads back in, it already is associated to that equipment, and it just makes it very simple. There's not as much paper flying around, so everything is getting you ready for an apps audit, so that you can just go and have everything at your fingertips. Is there any questions? Any additional questions that you have? Anything?
Is it that thing with example of data? Some of them are saying with the name. Is it just
Formatting. So when you're formatting the A numbers and stuff, and it's that specific. So you can enter in those A numbers. Is it just free text right now, Chris? Yeah, it's free text. We can make that. So those are not hard updates. I just know from our system, but if you want to standardize and on how you're actually putting those things in, and you want that for your company, yeah, that could be done for sure.
would it documents like you guys have folders and folders, running forward? What is it like 45 minutes good school fun? With red eye, with right feet, and I red say that you need
Right.
turn forward. Said that night, that what all it's bigger.
Currently, right now, it would be free text. Like how you're talking about the names of the files, like when you're saving them. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's correct.
Oh, categorize them? Yeah, you could put them in folders and everything as well. Yeah. Yeah. Good questions. Yeah, let's go here. Yeah, you go ahead.
So we can't tell you the just the static ones, or do you also just give time operation?
Oh, like the operating pressures and temperatures and all that kind of stuff, is it? Yeah, yeah, you can. You sure can put that in there. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the nice part as well. We can customize for your company as well if you want to add some additional fields in or whatever. But yeah, that's already, you can already do that. Yeah.
Question on transfers. So if you're selling for one page with that there, and you select the sound that you're the company name that you're selling, is it notified you to copy and that record folder? Right? Or do we still send a list of locations that are being sold? Also, is it copy and paste it? Before the record.
It completely moved. I think you're taking it, correct if I'm wrong.
Yeah, so what does automatic thing? So it is a copy, so you got to stay get to your record. Your request is you to automatic those. Yeah, it's pretty much automatic. When you create a instant request automatic, so that's pretty good. That already determined that if you want to spoon after it, and we would facilitate the actual very copy that too.
I forgot to say this is my brother Curtis. I'm just kidding, he's not my brother, he just looks like me. Yeah, Brandy.
On the same similar note, is there a way in software is actually calling AR for processing data and kind of like verify that the updated?
Sorry, say, what was that?
So is it actually like, are you waiting to call back to the AR and the data is updated has to take place? What is the transfer? It's a great example, but then you're actually get back to the AR to be a back base.
Yeah, pipeline. So yeah, for pipelines and stuff, yeah, you're exactly right. So everything is linked with the regulator. Yeah, for sure, on the pipeline side. So the question was, is everything that's linked and associated to a pipeline, is it going back from the AR? And yeah, we pull data directly from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I mean a little bit more interactive is actually inside and you see the one that's actually a bust, right? So say your license is updated and
Oh.
actually can identify that.
Yeah, mismatches. Yeah, license mismatches. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, good question. Yeah, comparing. Terry. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be good.
They do. I just haven't seen how your energy inspection
Sure.
steps.
Yeah, did you want to pull up?
Asset? Yeah. Oh, good.
So the question was, is how are we managing the asset, like with the PMs and stuff with the inspections? That's right in the equipment piece.
Oh.
So if the way it would manage inspections, if they were completed either on paper, you could scan them in and attach them to inspections, but if they're completed with an e-map, they would live here. And you could extract them in the report format, essentially, in the inspections.
The added inspection. Like, so we're good with that.
Yeah, so go back to the, like, so you can actually assign the producer off of 85 to 6 and stuff.
Oh, right.
Like you can assign how often you're going to do inspection for it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that would live in your recurring CADs.
Involved, right, speaking factor. Except, do I see it?
No,
They're just fine, just so you to the street, you identify that. Get out the some area just
Yeah.
got fit back because we'll fit that into
turn it
strategy. Got to go to the
Yeah, scheduling.
just go down there's a section.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's essentially that, where you can pick your grade, the interval. One thing to note is actually, and I forgot to mention this, but anytime you see this orange plus button in equipment management, that allows you to custom build your drop-down list. You can add any item you want to your drop-down list with that plus button there. So next inspection type, maybe currently we don't like the options in the drop-down. You want to put something else in there, you can build that. There's flexible plus button, and you'll see that when you see that test an option for drop-down graders.
But there's a spot, so you can, so after your inspection is completed, you can load your inspection and you can sign this.
You assign that inspection to multiple assets, or do you have to create the inspection independently for everyone?
For this. Yeah, the need was there anything with spike one with all I understand.
Just hear that question? So you can do an inspection and an associated multiple.
That's not what I was expecting.
And sign.
Yes, yeah. I believe you have questions, right? What do you we're trying struggling with it? Really understanding the like model of right around TV. Any of your clients or source spec company goes that like that we do really got back well studied. But yeah, all of them yes. You guys
Probably not equipment management.
You're talking about pipelines? Yeah, yeah, we can. Yeah, so do you use triage right now? So triage is the pipeline asset management software within AbaData. Yeah, and you can, and we'll do a presentation on that this afternoon, actually at 1 o'clock. And I can talk to you after, but yeah, the question was, can you figure out on your pipeline, your license lines, can you figure out how many kilometers of pipe you have? And yeah, you can associate those different fields and pull kilometers and reports out for you, that stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, super simple. Yeah, good question. Curveball, that was a pipeline question. You caught it though. Home run.
Like see next yeah.
Correct. Yeah, CML data. We don't do the actual CML points yet, but that's a request from one client already. So that we're looking at with calculations of remaining life and doing course stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Said something like probably the has to just capture there. Right, like this is something that you guys are good steer. I was at big what? Yes.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, and so that is one, I keep going back to just databasing in general. The hardest part is getting the data into the system and then doing fun stuff like that. We've got a pretty dynamic team within AbaData now. And so like what Jason was talking about this morning, there's 55 people that work here, but I think we've got like 35 developers or something like that, just working on actual different pieces of it. AI and data learning and everything is a huge piece of it. So grabbing that different inspection information, being able to say when you're starting to predict, like doing predictive analysis.
Yeah. Readings.
IT, yep,
Vectors.
yep,
Like I'm serious video.
yeah. We do that with production. No, we can do that. So we can link, what you're talking about is API links, like where you can pull data from other softwares and stuff. Is that what you do?
Most of action out there. They're right in the capability, say, well, that have, pull the link to link.
So we can connect with SCADA and those, yeah, for sure. Is that what you mean? Yep. Yeah, for pressures and temperatures and gravity flow rates and using off the production. Yeah, so, and we already do that. On the pipeline side, we grab that production data and then we use that for a risk analysis and a whole bunch of different things. And actually, do we hit that? We actually will link within AbaData on the pipeline side, we link the wells to the pipelines to the facilities and we do all that connectivity. It's all automated now. And so we just released that and we're playing with it and dialing it in with a couple of companies. But yeah, so the big picture is once you understand where your production's coming from, you can link with those SCADAs and all that software, start pulling in the data, and then you can start to, hey, that's how you do your risk assessments and everything on there for your risk-based stuff. Good questions. Holy cow, you got deep on that one. That was good. We can talk about it after. Okay, yeah.
Am I correct in the schematics that I can export to a PDF at the end of the day?
Yes. Right, Curtis? Chris? You're who? Chris. That's my brother, Chris. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna say yes. You can. Guaranteed. Jeremy said yes. I don't have any clue.
So if it's a no, then we'll make it happen.
No, you can. Yeah, no, you can. You can act. Yeah, you can do that for sure. That'd be stupid if you couldn't. Yes, for sure. Right, Chris? Good question. Okay, that wraps us up. If you have other questions, I'd love to talk to you about pipeline integrity after. But if you have any other questions, come and find us. And we'll go from there. Thanks, everybody.